Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, championing the unsung heroes of business, accountants. Well, hi everyone, and welcome to our podcast. I'm Ed Kless, and I am live at Scaling New Heights 2023 in St. Louis. I am talking to my Sage colleague, Cassie Boudreaux LaFleur from Go Proposal by Sage. Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here.
Well, first off, Cassie, why do you do what you do?
Honestly, I love people. The love that I have for people and the passion that I have for helping them reach their goals really drives me in the business. It's amazing when you can see someone go from having one goal to succeeding in that goal, and then you being a part of that journey to help them reach goals that they never even thought of at, square one. So that's why I do what I do. And also I love meeting different colleagues and finding out different solutions. When you work for a software, you're not the only one out there, but when you have a client base, it's great in order to find out what softwares are out there to be able to offer them the perfect solutions for them.
And you like to remove bottlenecks in businesses. You think a lot about this. Why are bottlenecks something that you want to get rid of in a business?
I think it's very important to remove the bottleneck, because if you keep the bottleneck there, you kind of limit your trajectory and where you can go within the business by limiting you to only the evolution that bottleneck is. So when you have different, people in the business, it takes a team, right? It takes a village. So when you think about that 100% in the business, maybe the bottleneck only brings in 50%. If you only have that person's 50%, then you're not getting to the full elevation of 100 that you can be. So when I think about the fact that there are so many different team members in the business that bring different parts that can help the business to excel, do not limit yourself by only one person's idea or one person's thought of business. Be able to come together, be on the same page as a team, and then elevate and rise together to go to where you never thought you could.
We were talking, Peter Drucker once said that we have to design systems in business where the systems serve the people and not the people serving the system.
Right.
And is that something that you see a lot happen in businesses where people have systems in place, but it's really people serving the system rather than vice versa?
Correct. And a lot of things that I see is that sometimes when people come to different conferences like this, they try to adapt the software to where they currently are instead of allowing the software to take them where they need to be. So when you think about the different systems that you can offer, I always say, come open-minded when you're thinking about starting anew. Talk about those different goals with whoever your account manager is, so that way they can paint the picture and the road in order to get you there. So when we think about, let's say the goals, we think about your goals, but we want to know where you are now so we can identify those obstacles. Don't keep putting the same obstacles in your way with every software that you use, because you're just recreating the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so interesting. Some people, they want to automate the process that they have, but if your process is wrong.
Right, exactly.
You just are wrong faster. And
I think change is scary. I think it's not always the easiest thing, and then that's where I think that the passion comes in with why, people in our industry do what we do. We do it so that way we're going to be honest with you, and we're going to present the challenges that are going to come along the way. It's okay to be scared, but when you have the right people on your side, we're able to alleviate some of that fear and say, you know what? Fear is healthy. Fear is natural. If you're stagnant, you're always going to remain in the same place. So have the fear, but also have the courage to stand that fear in the face and say, hey, I'm going to make mistakes, but mistakes teach us lessons. And that's what it's all about.
Love that thought. Let's bring it down to the Go Proposal level. How does Go Proposal fit into removing these bottlenecks?
So Go Proposal is great at removing the bottleneck, because the way that the system works is to be able to configure pricing, configure your services, so that way when we're thinking about pricing, it's not located just in the mind of maybe the owner of the firm, but anyone that is a part of the team can go in once the software is configured, create a proposal, send it to the client, have those fee reviews, and have those tough conversations that turn into a much simplified fashion, because the proposal speaks for itself. You're able to scope out each individual service to where you can explain exactly what you're going to do for the client. And like I said, removing that bottleneck is bringing the entire team in, so that way we can elevate as a business. It doesn't all have to be on the shoulders of the firm's owner, and that's why it's important by creating the right team and putting the right people in the right places.
And we have an exit question, Cassie, that we ask all of our guests, and that is, who is a hero of yours, and why are they a hero?
I'm going to say that my hero has to be my mom. And, my mom gave me the opportunity and the space to be myself unapologetically. She loved me past all the mistakes that I made and always let me know that there are second chances. You can redeem yourself if you made a mistake. And now that I have my daughter who's 6 years old and I watch their interactions together, it almost takes me back to a place where I can see the interactions that me and my mom had. And she's a force to be reckoned with. She's extremely, extremely strong, but she's also a soft woman at times. And so it allows me to say, you know what, I'm a woman in tech. I can be the strong powerhouse, but it's also okay to go to my boss and say, hey, I'm scared for this talk that I'm about to do. I need a little extra encouragement. So my hero is my mom.
And lastly, Cassie, how can somebody contact you?
Everyone can contact me at Cassie.Boudreaux LaFleur, and I'm going to spell that for you because it's a little hard. So it's B as in boy, O-U, D as in dog, REAUXLAFLEUR. And that's Cassie.Boudreaux at sage.com, or just go to goproposal.com, and I'm sure you'll be redirected to me.
All right. Cassie, thanks so much for being a guest on the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.
You are very welcome. Can't wait until next time.
Review and subscribe by searching your podcast player of choice for Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.